I was kicking open some palace doors, kick, and then the door flings open. And immediately coming through the fatal funnel, the doorway, we took incoming fire, screaming right past me. I was a saw gunner at the time. I came up and I shot him in the face and just dropped him. I'd never killed someone that close.
My first real mission, was in Haiti, and we didn't really see much. At the time, it was the biggest deal that I had ever encountered. Yeah. How did you kind of mentally prepare? Did you think that we're going out, we're going to leave the wire, shit's going to go down?
This is it. We're going out tonight. And then you get there and it's just like a dude and his goat. Like nobody's there, nothing, just dry hole. And then you go out on something else that you don't feel like it's going to be anything and you get in a gunfight. If I had ever killed someone that didn't need killing, I don't think I'd ever recover from that. I don't think I would ever really make a full recovery of that.
A lot of people don't.
I am lead driver, and I am driving down this terrible road. All of a sudden, incoming, boom, huge explosion, and then automatic gunfire from both sides. Elevated position starts raining down on us. That's really, really bad. We got down low behind whatever cover we could find. They lit us up from distance now, and then we put them all down.
You and I both know this. There's a suicide epidemic going on in the veteran community. Talk about it all the time. Now they're calling it operator syndrome. What kind of challenges did you face reintegrating in?
The civilian world is not going to change for you. You have to change to be able to integrate. And if you don't find a new mission and you don't find a new band of brothers, you're not going to make it. So whatever PTSD you have, it will be made worse over time because you do not have a new band of brothers and you didn't find a new mission. You just looked back. You have to find a new mission and you have to find a new band of brothers. And they're not going to look anything like your past band of brothers, but understand that they are better in some ways. These civilians will be better in some ways than my Ranger buddies, and they will be worse in others. That's okay.
We never look for how they're better.
Yeah.
We always look at, they're not as good.
Why do you think?
In special operations community, you are always striving for perfection.
That's good.
There's no room for, everything's a competition. Fastest shooter, fastest runner, fastest swimmer, strongest guy, most kills, most operations, longest end, doesn't matter. Everything you do in special operations is to prove your worthiness.
Special operations, it takes some good and bad elements of human nature and write it really large.
How do you reconcile the duality of being a Christian warrior? The balance of loving God and yet prepare for war and the removal of threats to human life.
For this, Ecclesiastes 3, there's a time to kill, time to heal. And so there's a time to kill. The Bible says do not murder. And this is a bad translation where we take the 10 commandments and we take one of those commandments, thou shalt not kill. It's actually thou shalt not murder.
Let's go back to Iraq. You were there for the invasion.
We had big army doing a big push through, and we're grabbing high-value targets up as they kind of squirt. So it's a coordination.
Is it heavy right off the bat?
It was all up close. It was moving in urban terrain and kicking in palace doors.
How do you deal with loss? How did you overcome that?
I don't think I've overcome loss any more than I've overcome fear. Some guys that were like my platoon, and some of my buddies who got shot up. It's not this huge tragedy on their part. It is on ours who are left behind and missing them.
When was the Warrior Poet Society formed?
And I came to call it the Warrior Poet Way, Warrior Poet Society. That was my own personal journey.